G'day and welcome to the program, which today comes to you from China's garden capital of Suzhou, and more specifically from the humble administrator's garden. This garden was built by a tax collector named Wang Xiancheng, who named the garden after a passage from an ancient essay which went, "Planting trees, watering gardens and growing vegetables are the affairs of humble people." But then again, that was way back in the Ming Dynasty, and shortly after his death, his son gambled away the garden anyhow. But today, it's a magnificent garden, probably one of the top 4 in China, and features a Panjing garden of truly refined quality. Suzhou is only a 45-minute train trip from Shanghai, so it's easily reached, and it's also home to one of the 5 main schools, the Suzhou School. Some of the styles here are hair-raising and quite distinct from what one might consider to be classical Suzhou Panjing. It's an eclectic gathering of Panjing from all over China, and it attracts visitors from all over China and, in fact, from all over the world. It's worth recounting that the first time I went to Suzhou, I arrived at the station at 2:30 in the afternoon, and as I walked up the ramp, I thought, "Lindsay Farr, you're an idiot. You've come to Suzhou, you don't speak Chinese, you don't know anybody. You're expecting to see these magnificent gardens in half a day. Impossible. You've just wasted a day." When a man approached me and said, "Excuse me, sir, would you like a taxi?" I retorted, if the taxi driver speaks English, I'd love one. And next thing I was off with a guided tour with an interpreter thrown in, and it was extraordinary. Tiger Hill is a Suzhou icon, and its 48-metre leaning pagoda is over 1,000 years old, and it's been on the lean for about 400 years. King He Lu of the Wu states is buried here, and 3 days after his sons buried him, a white tiger was seen guarding the grave or resting upon it, and hence the name Tiger Hill. One thing that isn't known, though, is what happened to the 1,000 tomb builders who were killed when the job was completed. One would like to think that their spirit is in the 1,000 or so magnificent bonsai that adorn the hillside around the Tiger Hill Pagoda. To maintain a garden of this scale to the high standards that it attains really requires a small army of Panjing gardeners. And Li Weimin is not just a Panjing gardener. At the time of my visit, he was one of the 15 Chinese Panjing masters, or permanent members of the Chinese Panjing Association. He was styling a huge Chinese juniper, a job that would take him, I think, about a week to complete the whole tree. And it was a huge old collected specimen from the mountains, the scale of which we just don't see in my neck of the woods, and it really was a bit of an eye-opener. He uses not only palm fibre to tie the branches down, but also integrates modern techniques using copper wire as well. But as I said, there's still a few days to go on this tree, but very graciously, Master Li Weimin invited us back to his garden. And this is no ordinary garden, because Li Weimin's grandfather, Zhao Shaojuan, is recognized as the father of modern Suzhou Panjing. A great pedigree not only for Li Weimin, but for the garden as well. And you might well say, well, these don't look like the Suzhou Panjing that I've read about in books. This is modern Suzhou Panjing, born of the creativity, spontaneity and improvisation of Li Wei-min's grandfather. Today this school, I believe, provides an important building block for the world bonsai melting pot. And this is one of Suzhou's most renowned Panjing production gardens. It's under the administration of Suzhou Panjing master Jian Min. Have a look around and see what you think. And it's in this wonderful production nursery that we find the true traditional Suzhou style. The heavy trunks sometimes have areas that are in decay, but the trunks play host to a multiplicity of branches that then give a home to the delicate pads of foliage that have an almost cloud-like appearance. This is the true Suzhou style of old. And there's also an expansive production area. The nursery specializes primarily in white pines or 5-needle pines, as well as a wonderful array of Chinese junipers. Suzhou Panjing is renowned as being the very finest throughout China. So much of the production from this nursery is transported to the far corners of China, where the trees are viewed as being something special. The white pines here need deneedling on a regular basis, and of course it takes a small army of workers to realize this accomplishment. On the morning we were there, only one worker had turned up, but I took the opportunity to have a look at him removing the needles by hand. No tweezers used here, and because it was autumn, the needles came away quite readily. White or 5-needle pines have been quite rare in China until recent decades, and it was Zhang Jiang, one of the early founders of Lotus Bonsai Pots, who went to Japan in the early 80s and brought back great volumes of sign wood that could be grafted. This not only created some of the capital for lotus pottery, but it also kick-started the white pine industry in China. Jian Ming showed me how to wire with palm fiber one of these white pines, and you can download that from our beginner video section in the Bonsai Video Library. Next, it was off to a Suzhou Panjing market, but I was going bananas running around trying to find some nice stuff to shoot before we lost light. And I spotted this lovely little fern growing in a pot with a piece of rock. It caught my eye, but the covers were going up and I wanted to have a good look around and see something before it was too late. There were lovely little white pines, just little grafted trees with barely any soil on them at all, that could be bought for about $1. Not bad, eh? I wish I could do them for that here, but that's the way it is. It's a different land and a different set of values. Our next episode is going to come to you from Angio City, a commercial production area in Japan, and Toshifumi Obitsu is going to show us some of the secrets of Japanese commercial production. So come back soon.